Hi, I'm Marcia Eckert,
And I'm Rob Bernstein.
and I can't tell you how happy and relieved and just generally excited I am that we're doing this together because, as some of you may know, Rob just had triple bypass open heart surgery 4 weeks ago. And he looks amazing, doesn't he?
Can I look good without having the surgery?
Yeah, well, you look good either way.
I know, everyone says this.
Okay, so one of the things that we do as just as who we are is that we look at our own experience when we're thinking about you. And so I have a feeling, Rob, that there's some important things about this you'd like you can share.
Well, first of all, reaching out to people before the surgery and telling them about something as personal as you can get was not easy for me. It doesn't come naturally to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really a thing for me to, very conscious decision of who I will. I mean, I know people on social media, they'll tell, their thousands of followers and they'll get responses, and that's fine for them. For me, it was a very select few people.
Yeah, and hard for you to do.
It was hard. It was hard because it was heartfelt, no pun intended. And then the response I get when somebody says, good luck, or they say, I'm praying for you, it's like it really means something. And to every single person who responded to me like that, I said, you know what? That really means a lot to me, because it did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you either anticipated the response or how much it would mean to get the response.
No, I didn't. You're right. And I never done this before. It's my first real major operation. And it was really an experience of relating and reaching out and coming out with this kind of
personal
information, and people responded in kind.
Right. And also after the surgery, people reached out to you.
Yeah, and that's a whole other phase. That if I had a phone call after the surgery, let's say with my brother, for 20 minutes, half hour, that was all I can do for the rest of the day because my energy level was so low. So someone may call me and they need to understand that I can't talk to them today.
So what worked best was texts,
right.
Because that didn't require that you use a whole lot of energy. But in this case, a text actually meant a lot because it was something you had the energy for.
Yeah, that's right. And even that was sometimes difficult. But people, that exchange meant so much to me. People really cared.
Yeah.
And I think, we all need that. But like you said, it wasn't easy for me to establish that. You can't expect someone to care for you unless you reach out first and say, hey, I'm going through this.
Right. And so, I think for many of us, on the spectrum, we tend to think either I'm reluctant to share what's going on with me, or if I share it, I'm not going to get a good response. We've had many rejections, many kinds of sense of being isolated for a long time. And so to actually allow whatever social network you have, whether it's a few friends or a family, to know what's going on and to let them respond to it, can actually, research shows that it actually helps your healing to have some kind of social connection. And I think that's true even for people, who are on the spectrum who might be reluctant to do it because it just makes you feel what?
It makes you feel whole. And I was going to respond and saying, it's maybe weird, but I needed to accept that other people cared about me.
Yeah.
That was part of that circle, part of that
Right,
process.
And so, you know, the thing that I think we both wanted to share is that going through that process of reaching out it may be hard, but it can be really important. But the other piece that I think is really important is that, you know, you were tired so easily after this surgery that really all people had to, you know, these people had to do after the surgery was just text you.
Right.
You know, and I think so many people
Yeah.
worry about, oh, what do I say? You know, what is the right thing to say? What is the perfect thing to say? That they actually don't say anything at all. And I think you were talking
Yeah.
about it being a circle, being a cycle. And the fact is, it didn't matter what someone said.
Right.
I mean, if someone just said thinking about you.
Yeah. Yeah, something simple like that. And it's weird for me to actually say this, but it really did mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I told them.
Yeah, and you know, and I could see, you know, as his friend, the kind of response and the kind of warmth and the kind of moral boost it was for him at a very difficult time to have some people saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" Or, you know, or
Yeah.
"I'm thinking of you." And so we're just encouraging everybody. You know, many of us go through difficult times of all different kinds, and maybe we're just used to being alone
Right.
or isolated with whatever we're going through.
Yeah.
But this can be an edge. This can be a time when you actually allow somebody to be of help to you. And as a friend, maybe you'd want to do that to someone else if you had the opportunity, if they let you. So, you know,
Yeah.
really, Rob, your experience, do you think it changed you in some ways?
Well, it did, because I've never done this before. And this is my first, major operation. So I've never done this before, reach out in a way. I mean, it really did change. I guess I never thought of it until now, but yeah, I guess it really did change me.
Yeah.
And when somebody's reaching out to me, it's going to just trigger this kind of response that, oh, it really means something to them.
Yeah, so you know, we're hoping that this message helps other people as well. That uncomfortable act of reaching out, or that uncomfortable act of how do I respond, doesn't have to be, you know, the response doesn't have to be perfect. All it has to be is just I thought of you, and just that connection can be so meaningful that it's worth going for. Okay, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.